You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. So now we've had truckloads. I don't know how many truckloads. I'm starting to lose count. There's been a lot. We're stocking up. We have to fill up over 2 acres of garden center with plants. You don't do that with just one truck. It's like it takes a while. It'll take us another 3 weeks to really get it full. But the perennials, the early perennials are starting to show up. This is euphorbias. Like we just had gopher plant or gopher spurge show up. Gopher spurge, its claim to fame is you put one plant out there and it will scare away all your pocket gophers. I can tell you that is not true. You can't believe everything that's on the internet. I'm telling you, my name's Ken. This has worked for me. And I've had gophers not eat that plant, but I've had them come up right beside it. So they didn't even keep them out of that garden. So it took a time, but they're a beautiful, drought hardy, easy, evergreen. They're starting to bloom yellow all around town. It's just a great low maintenance type of spreading succulent, really. So euphorbias are great plants for here, and animals don't eat them. It's just a great plant. Another one that you're seeing show up, peonies. I thought I would touch on because I still have customers getting confused. What's the difference between all the peonies? The different growers have loves for different. They're kind of like people. They've got certain hobbies. And I love growing big peonies. I only grow Itoh or the Japanese peonies. Itoh peonies, Itoh, Itoh. They've grafted a regular English peony like your grandparents grew. They grafted a piece of that onto a very aggressive, big, chunky root of a tree peony. So now what you get is this shrub peony that's on steroids. I mean, it's just like 2-3 times the size of the peony that you were used to, that you grew up with. It's a new variation. It's not genetically altered. They're just doing it by grafting, pollinating, this kind of stuff. But what you get with that bigger flower, the flowers are the size of your hand. I mean, they're as big as, some of them as big as hibiscus, like tropical hibiscus, with the fragrance to go with it. They smell better because the flower is so big. And then the foliage on these plants are just gorgeous. They're very ferny. It's like a fern. It's a fern that puts on these flowers of the size of your hand. Whether it's flowering or not, it's a beautiful plant. Then you have English peonies. These are the ones that are people just know what they are. You grew up with English peonies. A lot of them grow naturally here too. So they're native to North America and, of course, England. So that's part of the country. They come in just a breath of colors. Come in single flowers and double flowers and everything in between. There's just so many variations. It's almost like roses. There's so many varieties, but generally they're smaller. They're shorter than the Itoh peonies. So they'll get, maybe if you're lucky, about knee high. That's about right. They still have the same ferny type of foliage, but they're just, it's pint size. It's half the size. And the flowers are generally smaller, but there's more of them. So yeah, they make up for it. Okay, I can't bloom like my cousin, the Itoh peony, but I can sure outproduce them. And so they just put on more flowers. And so overall, the bushes I find are about as fragrant as one another, just because this one maybe each flower isn't quite as fragrant, but there's just there are more of them. Now, here's the insider tip on growing peonies. They love growing in the mountains of Arizona. They thrive here. They're one of the longest living perennial flowers you can put in your gardens. The average peony, if it's happy, will live 50 years or more. I mean, they're going to outlive you and I. They just keep coming back year after year after year. Here's the insider tip. They do not like soil that's soggy. They want to breathe. They got this real big fleshy root to it. And so if they sit in water, it's real soggy, they start to rot on you. And once they start to rot, you can't recover from that. So you just want to make sure you amend the soil really well, and you're good. You're good to go. That's where peonies really do well in raised beds. I grow mine in a great big pot. It's been in there for big oxblood red, gigantic pot. I wanted to bring it up where I could actually enjoy the fragrance more. And so actually to elevate it some so that I don't even bend over. I just go, that's a beautiful flower. I just smell it right there every time I come and go from my house. So that's the way I do it. But in a container, you can ensure by filling that pot up with potting soil and then plant it directly in there, you have 100% golden drainage. So that plant is just going to thrive for decades in that one pot. Never have to transplant. It just goes in the ground. Make sure you're amending that with some compost or something. Don't just throw it into that junky soil you got in your yard. Do some gardening and make it happy in that garden soil. And if you do that, literally you have a perennial that comes back year after year after year. Peony, just beautiful peony for years of enjoyment because it's perennial, 50 years or more. That's it for this show. That's Ken and Lisa Lain, the mountain gardeners throughout the week. We love camping out here and helping friends at Waters Garden Center. For a more fruitful garden, increased success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.